I just don't understand why these are so expensive. This is the cushion that is the most faithful to its name. Hashtag brutally honest. Hey guys, it's Sue here. Welcome back to my channel. Happy 2019, guys. Wow, I still can't believe we're in this new year. I mean, I still feel like I'm in 2016 still. For the very first video of 2019 is an one brand review of Vely Vely or Believably, which is basically a clothing brand in Korea, but they have launched their skincare line and it is getting a lot of hype, a lot of love. So I thought I would take this opportunity to try out some of their products, and I actually got to use them for a good amount of time, and I feel like I can give you guys a very good thorough review. So let's get started with this video. Well, the most talked about product of this brand of Believably is definitely this Artemisia Balance Essence, and this is getting so much hype everywhere. I have seen a lot of people talk about it, a lot of people purchasing it. However, I will say I wasn't very surprised, or I didn't find this product to be very, revolutionary or innovative, because this reminded me so much of the I'm from Markwort essence, which is a product that I absolutely loved during the summer. Basically, they have the same concept. They both are 100% Artemisia or Markwort extract, and they're both shaped like this. They both have the similar color tone and themes, and I just felt like it was pretty much like the same product. Markwort or Artemisia is an ingredient that have been used for a very long time to combat any redness, and it's actually something that we eat in Korea. I don't know about anywhere else, but we eat it because it has antioxidant inflammatory properties, and it has a lot of vitamin A, B, C, and also lots of minerals and chlorogenic acid, which is known to have a lot of anti-inflammatory properties, I believe. So likewise, this product claims to calm down any redness, improve the texture of your skin, and improve the overall tone or the complexion of your skin. It has a very, very light liquid water-like formula, and it feels just like your regular toner, and it absorbs really well onto the skin. I did find that this actually calmed down my redness in my inner cheek part, so I did enjoy this. But like I mentioned, guys, I just didn't find this product to be very impressive just because I was already using the I'm from Markwort essence. But yeah. Now, a product that I was a bit more impressed with is definitely this Believably Artemisia Return Ampule, and this is basically the serum from the same line as this essence. And as you guys can see, I actually use a lot of this ampule up or serum up. Basically, this serum has 94% Artemisia extract water. This also claims to calm down your skin, strengthen your skin, and also balance your skin out. Even though it is called an ampule, it is very, very light. It almost has that water-like texture, and you don't really feel a lot of that viscosity, that syrupiness that you usually find in serums. Now, I did really enjoy this serum, and with the essence, I just found that these two did an excellent job in actually calming down the redness on my cheeks. And because it is on the lighter side, I did end up layering it twice whenever I use this. That's probably why I used it up so quickly. But nonetheless, I still think that this is a great product if you have maybe sensitive skin and you do want to calm your skin down. Another product from the same line is this Believably Artemisia Return Cream. This has 92% of the Artemisia extract water, and while I was pretty generally satisfied with the essence and the ampule, I wasn't so satisfied or happy, or I guess impressed with this cream. This cream has a very light texture. It does seem to carry a lot more hydration or like water than fat, so it doesn't feel oily, but for some reason this dried out my skin so badly, especially during the night. So it ended up pulling my skin, and it just didn't feel comfortable on my skin at all. It just absorbed like right away, then nothing eventually sat on top of my skin to protect it from the dryness and the coldness. Maybe I would reach out for this in less colder seasons like the spring and autumn, but definitely for now, for the winter times, this is not a cream that I would use. The last product of this Artemisia line is this Vely Vely Mask, or the Artemisia Mask, and this has 92% of Artemisia extract. So these are more of a conventional, kind of traditional sheet mask. It doesn't have that extra paper plastic lining to protect it. It's just got a sheet mask inside that is drenched with the essence. Now, one of the noticeable things about this mask is that the sheet is actually pretty thick. I think it's one of the thickest sheet masks I've ever tried. And compared to how thick the sheet mask is, I don't think there's enough essence in it, nor is the essence rich enough to be compatible with the sheet mask. So every time I use this, the sheet mask would just feel too heavy and too drying, and I just wanted to take it off as soon as I put it on. So it definitely wasn't a sheet mask that I enjoyed. Like I said, I think maybe more input of the essence or more richer, thicker texture of the essence would have been better, especially with this kind of thickness of the sheet mask. This is definitely not a sheet mask that I would pay 4,000 won. Oh boy, oh boy. All right, I have these two ampules right here. Let me start off with this one. This is the Believably SOS Calming Ampule. And this is supposed to calm your skin down and hydrate it. And the texture of this ampule is really, really light actually. It does have that viscosity, that kind of loopy syrupiness that ampules usually have, but it's not heavy at all. Now, with this ampule right here, well, I think one of the most noticeable things of this product is how strong the scent of alcohol is. As soon as you apply it, you definitely get that wave of alcohol across your face, and you can even feel the sensation of alcohol across your eyes. And so that really, really threw me off, especially considering that this is supposed to be a calming ampule. Not surprisingly, ethanol is second on the ingredient list, and personally for me, this didn't calm my skin down, nor did it hydrate. It eventually felt very drying on my skin, so I ended up having to put another product on top of my skin. I wasn't very happy with this at all. I think there are just a lot more products out in the market, or even the Artemisia line is, I think, better and suitable to calm your skin down. And along with this SOS Ampule, we have the Hyaluronic Moisture Ampule. The consistency is pretty similar. Likewise, you can definitely sense the alcohol in this. It's not as bad as this one, and this is a tad bit more hydrating. It didn't dry out my skin as much as this one did. But still, considering that this is a hyaluronic acid product, I just think that there's so many other better products out in the market that do a better job in actually hydrating my skin, and that doesn't smell crazily of alcohol. And just to add on, these two ampules cost 42,000 won, which is pretty up there. And Believably, overall, their price range is not cheap. It's actually pretty on the expensive side for me, considering that they're not like a high-end product, nor have they established themselves as a skincare line brand. And especially these, considering that none of the aspects of these products were outstanding, you know, from design or like the performance of the product. I just don't understand why these are so expensive. So yeah. Hashtag brutally honest. Starting off 2019 strong, baby. Another skincare product from Blee that I got to try out is the pink peeling pad, and basically this is a toner pad with PHA in it, which is the newer generation of exfoliating ingredient. And the actual quality of this pad is actually great. It didn't become fuzzy after I would use it on my face. It would still obtain the structure and the texture even I would use it across my face. So I think the quality of the pad itself is great. However, speaking in terms of the exfoliating power, this was too mild for me. I didn't really feel like this did anything to exfoliate my skin. I ended up developing like dry skin across my nose, like around my nose, and that rarely happens. So to put it in a good way, I guess it's a very, very mild product. But for me, this wasn't enough. And as you guys know, with toner pads, for me, they gotta be hydrating. They gotta feel like I'm putting on a toner, and this didn't really cut it for me. So yeah, there you have it. Moving on to their cushions, I do think that Believably did a better job in developing their cushions than the skincare line, because I was actually impressed with most of these cushions. And let me start off with this Believably Ara Glow Cushion. This is probably one of the most raved or hyped up product, along with this Artemisia essence of the brand. Now the name of this cushion is Honey Glow, so you can only imagine how dewy this is supposed to make your skin. And every time I would see an ad or a review of this cushion, I would just see like the person with this amazing dewy finish glow skin. So I was very excited. However, this wasn't as glowy as I imagined it to be. This was actually for me in between a very dewy and a semi-matte cushion. So it didn't give me that honey glow as it said it would be. I think for you to attain that actual look, you would have to do a really thorough job with your skincare. But for me, with my usual normal routine, this didn't really give me that much of a glow. And actually, it worked out fine for me because I do have a combination to oily skin with dehydration. So it just gave me that right amount of glow without being overwhelming. And actually did a pretty good job in staying on my skin for a very long time. And also the coverage is pretty high with this one. I think out of all the cushions that I'm going to show today, this probably has the highest coverage for some reason. So it's not too cakey, it's not too dewy. I feel like this is a cushion that could work for most people, especially in this colder season. Also, another thing I loved about this cushion is the puff. The puff, it has a pointed shape, and so this works great in this nooks and crannies. And this puff does an excellent job in actually pushing the product onto your skin so that it helps with the longevity and makes sure that it evens everything out. Even though it was different to what it advertised itself to be, even though it was different, I did enjoy it and I did find it very suitable for my skin type, so yeah. The next cushion is this Vely Vely Perfect Cover Cushion, and as you can guess, this is supposed to be a matte, high coverage cushion. However, unlike my expectation, this wasn't as matte, nor was it high coverage as I expected. There are definitely more high coverage cushions out there. I do feel like this does okay, like it has decent coverage. It has decent amount of mattifying effect. I think I might enjoy this during the autumn. Definitely not in the summer. I didn't find it to be that drying. I was happy with this one too. I didn't have anything to complain about. It had a decent longevity, decent amount of coverage, and the formula just seems to rest on top of my skin comfortably. So yeah. This is a Pact that I actually ended up really liking. This is the Believably Caviar Marble Pact, and look first how gorgeous this packaging is. This is actually a balm pack, so it's not a cushion, but it's one of those balms or like solid foundations that you have and you just work it in with a puff. I usually don't go for these types of products because first of all, most of them seem too dewy for me, and none of them, or at least from the ones that I've tried, had enough coverage for me. But this actually had a decent amount of coverage. As I think out of all these, after the Honey Ara cushion, this had the second highest coverage, which is funny because this is supposed to be the perfect cover cushion. And it's still hydrating, but it's not too dewy, overwhelmingly too dewy that I can't work with it. Mind you, if you do build this on too much, it does get messy on your skin, so please be careful, and it can get a little messy around your nose. I think this is great for combination to normal skin types. This might feel a little bit drying for those with dry skin, so I actually really like this. Last but not least, this is the Believably Ara Glow Cushion. I feel like this is the cushion that is the most faithful to its name. It does give you that Ara glow, and out of the 4 cushions, this does give you the most dewy gloss skin look. It has the least amount of coverage, but I think that if you have dry skin, you will really love this. Unfortunately, on my combination to really sweaty face, this didn't last a whole day. This did melt on my T-zone, but compared to the cushions that are said to give you a very hydrating finish, I feel like this lasted the most on my skin, and it does have a tad bit of coverage, just enough to kind of even out your complexion. But yeah, this went on beautifully on my skin as well, so I was really happy with this one. So that was it for this One Brand Believably review. If I had to pick my favorite products out of all these, it would definitely be the serum and the Aura Honey Glow Cushion. I think these did perform very well, and I was very enchanted and taken away with them. However, in general, I will admit, I feel like overall their pricing is a bit more on the expensive side, and sometimes I don't know if the products are worth that much. Even with these two, I did enjoy them, but I still do think they're a bit more overpriced. But that's only my opinion, of course. Don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Instagram @_suitbeauty, and I'll see you guys in my next. Ciao!